All right, good evening. Welcome to your Body Electric weekly webinar. I am Diamond Coach Shawna Potts, and I am going to talk to you tonight about how to finish 2016 strong. First of all, I want to talk to you or share with you the weekly announcements. Obviously, the weekly announcements are posted on the Body Electric page, so be sure to check those out. Those are posted on Sunday. Our challenge groups now, we do not have the big team-led challenge groups. On Facebook, we have been running our own individual ones or with our team on the Challenge Tracker app. So talk to your coach and maybe you guys can join in and do one together. It is also launch month for Core de Force, and if you've not tried this program, you must try this. It is an amazing program. I have been doing it last week, and I started, this week as well. And my core is so sore, and after having baby, my core is kind of gone. So I'm really excited about this program. Also, something that's not on your weekly announcements, but mark your calendar for January 7th. That is the Super Saturday in Indy. And if you have not seen my post that I posted in the Body Electric page that day, last weekend when we had our Super Saturday, I put on there that the energy was contagious. And, when you're surrounded by people who are positive and who are inspiring, it just gives you a boost to your business, and it's totally unlike any other thing. So make sure that you're there. A little bit about me. I started my business in September of 2014. I was a customer in a challenge group before, and then I signed up to be a discount coach in September. The challenge group I was in, it was called Rip Papa. No, that's not it. Hot Mama Rip Papa is what it was. And the energy in there, the accountability, the friendships, the bonding that was going on in that group was something that, I wanted to be a part of, and I wanted to share with other people as well. So I became a coach. At that point, it was strictly discount. I didn't want really to work the business at that time. And then my husband got really sick and had a major surgery, so we had to I kind of took a break there for a while, but I really hit it hard in January, and that's when I really started my business. As you see there, it says I was a diamond in April of 2015, and when I first started this business, it wasn't hard for me to hit Success Club. It was just something that I knew I had to do, and I went full force with it. And so, and I don't say that to brag in any way, but I know that because I was having such great success was because of what I was doing, and that anybody can do this. I talk about, hitting Success Club, and it was that many. Each month I was in a, Team Cup. Sorry, lost my train of thought. I was in a Team Cup team in February, and we ended up 8th in the Beachbody company, which we were very, very excited about. And I ended that month at Success Club 50, which, right now seems totally unreal, but I sold 25 challenge packs in the month of February. And obviously that's going to give anybody a big boost in their business. And so that helped me to achieve my goal of hitting diamond there in April of 2015. So a little bit about my family. I am also a wife to my husband, Brian. I am a mom of 3 children. I have Aiden, who's 11, Ellie's 9, and Owen is 4 months. My hands are really full with all of them. Aiden and Ellie both play on travel soccer teams, and so we are on a soccer field just about every single night through the week. Even through winter, we're in indoor soccer, so it's just a constant thing going on. And obviously with the newborn, that is a lot of work as well. I'm also a teacher. I teach 6th grade at a middle school in my hometown. So that's a little bit about me. But I went on to tell you about Success Club and everything and how I was able to achieve it. When I first, or when I knew I was going to do this webinar, I wanted to do something that would help everybody. And so I posted on my team page. I wanted everybody to kind of give me an idea of, what they felt like they needed. How could I help them? What could I present that would help them to make their business better? And two things came up. One was, how can I hit Success Club, because it's just not happening for me. And then another one was, how can I get my challenge groups? How can I get the people more engaged? So I've kind of combined those two because we all know that if we have successful challenge groups, we're going to hit Success Club. It's just going to happen. So, but as you know, I have an infant, and when I first got pregnant, this pregnancy was nothing short of just ridiculous. I was extremely sick through the entire pregnancy. Couldn't keep food down. I had a really, really hard time just, functioning on a daily basis. So my business suffered from it. I'm, proud to say that I still was able to keep my diamond all throughout, and I still have been able to do that. But my business is not as strong as it used to be. And so I wanted to, kind of figure out, what changed? What am I doing differently now than what I was doing, when I first started this business, and I was hitting an average of 20 Success Club points. So I kind of jotted those down because I think, what you need to do is go back to the basics. What was working before? And just, make it happen now. So as I'm talking to you, I'm also talking to myself because, like I said, things have been crazy and my business isn't where I want it to be, and I want to get back to where it was. So, so let's do this together. Okay, let's finish 2016 strong. So what I was doing before, and it was working so well, was, I was posting every single day. I would post at least 2 times, if not 3 times. And one of those would be like a positive quote, something that I could do to add value to the people that I was trying to reach. Another one would be inviting to a challenge group or sharing about a program that was, whatever was on promotion that month. And then another one, I would always, post that sweaty selfie or a picture of my shake. Just being proof of the product was my other post. I would also reach out to new people. I would make it a point to at least reach 3 to 5 new people that I hadn't talked to. It wasn't always related to Beachbody, and I never, or didn't always strike up the conversation about the Beachbody business that I was in, or, inviting to them, right off the bat, but just reaching out to new people and getting in contact with them and building those relationships. I would always listen to the national wake-up call. And I know that the national wake-up call is at 11 o'clock our time, and a lot of us are at work. I am as well, but it does give you the option of listening to the Team Beachbody podcast on Tuesdays. So make sure that you get that call in. I was attending live events. I was at every quarterly live event that was offered, and any extras that were between. I tried to, get on those, or if there was a call that, was happening with another top coach or something, I would make sure I was on that. Something that I didn't put on here that just, made me think is I was attending weekly webinars every single week. And that just, it kept me in the loop. I knew what everybody else was doing, and I knew how I could, adapt that to work for me. Personal development, huge part of my success and, the reason why things were working. If you would have known me before I started this business, I was not a very self-confident person. I did not, when Jenny's like, oh, you could be diamond, I'm like, yeah, right, Jenny, and, she believed in me, but I had to believe in myself first. So the personal development has to happen if you're not a very, even if you are a positive or a very confident person, you still need that personal development. You have to grow in order for your business to grow. And like I said, I was, inviting people. I was making posts about the inviting to my challenge group. I would target those people that were like me, the busy soccer moms, the ones who worked a full-time job, all of those things. I was making sure that those were my focus. And then I was also running small challenge groups on my own. Sometimes I think the challenge groups, when they're, small and intimate, that you create better relationships. You get more support, you get more interaction, and more people are engaged. So that's what I was doing before. Now things have changed, I don't always get in the wake up call. I don't always, I listen to a podcast, but I might not read part of my personal development book. All of those things, which are very important to do. So that's what has changed, okay? Or what I was doing before and what I could have, or what should be doing now. I wanted to show you this in this last slide, and I forgot, but this is how I started out. You can't really see it on there, I know, but on the notebook, I have people highlighted. I have like a money mark next to them if they said that their issue was money. I wrote down the program that they were interested in. I highlighted them if they were a hot person, if they were able, or what I mean by hot is I thought that eventually that they would come around, or that they were really interested. But I was, trying to find ways to mate with them. But I always kept constant contact with those people, and it wasn't always Beachbody. I don't like a pushy person, so I don't want to be that person to them. But I would always make sure that I was, keeping in contact with them at some point. All right, so finishing 2016 strong. That's what has changed, and that's what I'm going to implement in my business, because I know it worked then. Okay, so first of all, finishing 2016, I cannot even believe we're talking about the end of 2016. We have less than 2 months left of this year. And I love January because it's just a fresh start. You can begin, fresh, but if you finish strong in 2016, you're going to start a strong 2017. So first of all, what is your goal? Okay, what goal do you have? Is it rank advancement? Is it just to hit Success Club each month? Is it to add coaches to your team? Is it to build your team and help build your coaches' teams? What is it? You have to have a goal, okay? So get that in your head. Success Club, it should be a non-negotiable for everyone who is wanting to make this a successful business. But what does it mean to you? What does Success Club even mean? Does it mean, oh, yay, I got the 2 points, or I did this or I did that, I'm going to get this commission, it's going to pay for my shake. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but you have to get in the mindset that you are changing lives, okay? When I switched my mindset to where, I'm not getting this great commission and all this, I was able to help more people. It was just a passion, and it just lit a fire in me, and I could not wait to help the next person. So don't think of those Success Club points as points or your commission. Think of them as a life that you have just changed, okay? As I told you before, when I got pregnant, I wasn't feeling the best and all this other stuff. I was making excuses, okay? And making excuses are just giving up on yourself. And yes, sometimes they say, oh, well, you had a good excuse. Well, I did, but I shouldn't have let it get that far. I shouldn't have let, things get in my way in the success of my business. So what are you going to do to make this happen? Okay, what goal, you've set your goal. What are you going to do to make it happen? And we always tell our customers and our coaches, if you fail to plan to fail. So you have to have a plan for that goal. And I love the quote, a goal without a plan is just a wish. Okay, we don't want to just wish this thing. We want to have a plan, and we want to reach that goal. Okay, all right. Now, some of you are probably going, oh, there's the 4 vital behaviors. Yes, you've heard them a million times, and I get it. But it's the whole success of our business, okay? You need to be inviting. You need to be proof of the product. Show it, share it on Facebook. Share that you are doing this right along with them, because that's inviting in itself. Personal development, as we talked before, grow yourself, and then recognize your challengers. Give them a shout out on Facebook. Say, hey, I've got this challenger in my group. she's lost 5 pounds, she's checking in every day. You know, recognize that person, and that will get you success, because other people are going to see that, and you're going to build your business. All right, so now I'm going to give you some tips to hit Success Club, okay? Kind of talked about these things all together, but we're just going to kind of break them down. Build relationships, okay? I want to challenge you to reach out to 5 new people who you haven't talked to before, okay? I want you to just reach out to them and not bring up Beachbody at all, okay? Just start a conversation. Say, oh, hey, I saw where you guys, went to Florida on vacation. It looks like you guys had a really good time. How have you been? Things like that. It does not have to be Beachbody related, because 9 times out of 10, if you keep doing that, they're going to ask you, hey, how are you? And you can say, I'm doing awesome. And you can go on and share, about Beachbody, but you don't have to necessarily, invite them to anything at that point. Build a relationship. Let them know that you're not a pushy person, that you are a person just like them, and you are on this awesome journey, and, they're going to want to join you because your energy is going to be contagious, like I've said 100 times with the energy being contagious. They're going to want to be a part of that. That's how I was. When I was in the challenge group, I saw how awesome, that Jenny felt, and the way that it was, the joy that it gave her to help us. And so that drew me to that. She never once said, hey, you should do this. Before I became a coach, she wasn't hounding me. I was attracted to her, and the way that she, was constantly posting and constantly, building a relationship with me. She would ask me questions, but it wasn't always Beachbody related. So build those relationships, not necessarily always Beachbody. All right. And your invite to a challenge group. I want to encourage you to paint a picture through your posts. Okay. Some people do not understand what a challenge group is. Okay. You post that you're going to have this challenge group coming up or whatever, but what is it? What does it consist of? Why will it help others, and why do you like it? You need to show emotion, make it personal, and be excited about it. If you're not excited about it, what's going to make them excited about it? Okay? But you have to, share what it is, okay? There was one customer who turned to coach that had told me, she said, I don't have the time. I would love to do this, but I don't have the time to go to group meetings. I don't have time to do the kind of things that you do. Well, she had no idea. She didn't know what a challenge group was. The word challenge kind of makes it difficult. Okay, so you need to speak in a language that they understand. I believe it's Erica Buzzard. I watched one of her webinars one time where she said, I don't even call it a challenge group because a challenge just sounds hard. And she said, I call it a fitness support group because fitness support is what a lot of people need. So she uses those words, and that's your choice, but you have to paint the picture of what it actually is. Make it exciting, I am so excited about this group coming up, just keep going on about how exciting it is and what it can offer that person. Challenge packs. We might say, our challenge pack this month is the Core de Force, and you should really join me, which, and I'm not, bashing anybody's Facebook post, but do they know what is the challenge pack? Do they realize that it's fitness, nutrition, and support all together? It's not just the Core de Force program. It's not just Shakeology and nutrition. It's not, them doing it on their own. It is all 3 things put together, okay? And that's kind of what the programs are as well. Okay, now going into the challenge group part of it, a challenge group is not a dumping ground. Once you get that challenge pack sold, challenge groups are not a place for you just to dump that person in and say, okay, they're in a group they're taken care of and moving on to the next person. That's not what it's for. You need to make sure that you're doing daily check-ins with these people and make sure that you're giving them the support that they need. After all, you are their coach. Okay, you signed up to be their coach. They trusted you to be there with them, to support them on this journey. And so that's what they're looking for. You need to know your challengers, okay? Know their why. Why are they even doing this? You know, are they just wanting the confidence? You know, what's their goal? Do they have a goal of losing 10 pounds, 20 pounds, you know, or even more? Is it just to get that confidence back, maybe to get into that pair of jeans? What is it? And then another thing was support outside of you and the group. Okay, what kind of support do they have at home? Is their husband, you know, not very supportive? And, you know, I had a challenger one time who told me that her husband was very upset because he was taking, or she was taking so much time out of the schedule to get the workout in and things like that. So, you know, me being able to work with her, I'm like, well, why don't we do it in the morning when you're, you know, when you're not taking that family time or whatever, but you have to give them support where they need it the most. Okay? If they don't have it at home, you're going to have to be that person to offer it to them. Some challenge group to-dos. Have them connect with a success partner in the group. So one thing that I loved about the challenge group that I was in the very beginning was I made friends outside of the challenge group, and I friended some of those people. And I got to know that some of those people had children just like me. And, you know, you can connect in other ways other than just health and fitness and what we're doing. But it also gave them a friend. It gave them an accountability partner. It gave them extra support outside of that group. Some ways that you can get or if you can encourage engagement in your group is through pics. You can say, you know, hey, let's see your sweaty selfie today, or Flex Friday, or Wobbly Wednesday, you know, something like that. And then you can do, you can also have, I put on there, tag your it. You can say, okay, I've had my 20 ounces of water today, or, you know, however much. How many of you had, and tag, you know, Tara, and say, Tara, have you had your water? And then when she's done, she can tag somebody. So it just kind of gets them engaged in the group and gets some conversation started. Maybe a day you could have them share shake recipes. What's your favorite? You know, I know fall time, there's a lot of good, you know, pumpkin recipes, things like that, that can be shared. And then the biggest thing with that, with the challenge groups, to get more engagement, ask them to do more than just check in. You know, if they just put on there, I had my shake, I did my workout, okay? They're showing that, they're showing accountability, but to get them more engaged, you're going to ask them to do more. Erin Young, I know, shared several things, like she did giveaways. You know, to those people who posted a picture of, you know, they had their workout clothes laid out the night before. Or, you know, somebody who set their alarm on their phone, you know, she said, you know, show me your phone, show me your workout time that you have scheduled, and then I'll pick a winner after you post your sweaty selfie at that time. You know, all kinds of things that you could do to help get them engaged more. Most people want to know what's in it for them. Like I said, make it fun and offer incentives. This could be used for inside your challenge group, as well as, you know, inviting them and trying to get the challenge packs. I know on Amazon before, I've ordered a pack of headbands. I think I spent like $25 and I got like 10 headbands. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they were workout bands. And, you know, I would post in my group, you know, sort of things. If you know, post in your group each day this week with your workout and your shakes, and I'll put you into a drawing for a headband, for a workout headband. And I would just give those away. Or I would do that with the challenge pack sale. The first 5, you know, will get a headband or maybe an extra shake cup, because we can get those so cheap on teambeachbody.com. You can also give out the performance samplers. That is it also, you know, gets them to try the other products that we have besides the Shakeology. Fixate cookbook. This is one that I use a lot. I like to give it to my people who purchase the 21-day fix. But it seems like, all the other programs are also using the containers now, so that can be an option to purchase the Fixate cookbook. It's a little bit more pricey, but maybe that's something, within your challenge group that you can offer, for those people who are really active and really engaged in your challenge group. Or better yet, there's a free one. There's a freemium cookbook on our Body Electric website that several coaches have posted those or have submitted recipes that go along with the 21-day fix, and it's free. It's on the Body Electric website. You go, I didn't put that on there, but it's on the thebodyelectric.us, and you can find that there. So now we're here at the end. It's time to get to work. All right. How are we going to end 2016 strong? Okay. First of all, what is your goal? Okay. It needs to be posted everywhere in your house. That's one thing I do. When I have a big goal, I will post things on my mirror, just kind of an affirmation. I will be a 2-star diamond coach, or I will hit Success Club this month. Post it. Let people see it. Get your spouses and your kids all in that thing, because my husband sometimes will say, how close are you to 2-star right now? But just make it visible for everyone to see. All right, but one thing that I want you to do after you do that, I want you to pick one Success Club partner, or Success Club, listen to me, one Success partner, okay? Somebody who is really wanting to finish 2016 strong. All right, I don't care who you pick. If it's somebody on your team, great. If it's somebody that you know through the Body Electric team, pick them and hold yourself accountable. Create a chat between the two of you and just say, hey, what are you doing this week? Because your ideas may be totally different than theirs, and together you guys can both, achieve great success through that. So find a success partner, share your goals, and hold each other accountable. Okay? All right. So if we finish strong in 2016, we're going to start 2017 strong as well. So I want to encourage you to, after I post the link in our web or in our page, underneath in the comment section, if you've picked your Success Club partner, or there I go again, if you pick your success partner, I want you to post below that you have your partner. Okay? If not, if you're looking for a partner, post, say, hey, I'm looking for someone who wants to run with me. Okay? It's always better when you do it with someone else. I told you that, when I really started working in January, my goal was to hit diamond, but it really didn't click with me until I found a running partner. Tara Obermeyer and I, it would be funny. Jenny would say, come on guys, you gotta earn this by April, or you gotta get this done by May. No, let's make it April, or no, maybe the end of March, and Tara and I would, have these conversations like, oh my gosh, but we both pushed each other. We both, bounced ideas off each other. We held each other accountable. We were constantly checking in with each other, and both of us achieved diamond on the exact same day. So I'm encouraging you, okay? Try to find that person, hold each other accountable, and finish 2016 strong. So everybody have a great day. And I hope to see your comments below of your success partner. So everybody have a great one.